Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Adapted Softball Games of the Week, Minnesota State High School League Adapted Softball Games of the Week, presented by Everything Minnesota Adapted. I'm Caden. Got Reese here, my amazing co-anchor who runs.
I'm really not used to introducing myself because you just usually do it for me.
yeah, pretty much. Yeah, that's what we always. Yeah.
So you kind of threw me off guard there. Anyway, I'm Reese.
Yeah. He runs everything, or not everything. North Star Adaptive on Instagram. Go follow that account if you haven't already. I'll remind you at the end too. But anyway, let's get started with week 2 games of the week. Starting off with the non-game of the week on Monday. This is how we always do these games of the week videos. So these first games are the non-games of the week. These are not games of the week. The featured games of the week will be after we announce each game for each day, talk about each game a little bit, and go from there. So yeah, starting off on Monday, starting with the PI division, we've got St. Paul Humboldt Hawks at Osseo Park Maple Grove Orioles. And yeah, I mean, this just hasn't been much of a contest this season. The Orioles have been looking really, really good throughout all of the sports. And St. Paul Humboldt, yes, they made the state tournament in both sports, but you got to remember there's only 8 teams in soccer and 9 teams in floor hockey. And I believe they were the 8 seed for both, no?
Yep. Because they did not win a game in soccer, and then they beat Robbinsdale twice.
Yep.
Once or twice.
Twice.
Okay, so it was twice.
Was it 3 times? Did they have a non-conference game against each other?
I know they had a playoff. Game.
They had a playoff game and then the regular season game. I think they might have had a non-conference against each other too. It might have been 3 times. I don't remember.
I'm just seeing the one during the season.
Okay, well, I was wrong. Happens a lot. Don't worry. Yeah, St. Paul Humboldt. We try not to be mean in these videos. We really try not to be mean. We try to be nice to every team. But, I mean, St. Paul Humboldt just hasn't looked great lately. Not even just this season, but lately. Haven't had much going for them. Yes, they've got Mackenzie likely on the mound again. And yeah, that's the only name that I can think of off the top of my head for St. Paul Humboldt. Well, for Osseo, of course, you've got Lincoln, you've got Ben, you've got Evan. I'm probably missing quite a few.
I know, I am too. I'm just like, those are really the big 3 that
those are the big 3,
know. And
yeah, this Osseo
anyone
team
else who watched these videos, but like, oh god,
yeah, this PI Osseo squad is definitely a contender for sure.
Did you say I cut out there for a second, or what?
You did cut out there.
Okay, maybe it is my Wi-Fi.
Yeah, I don't know. Reese has been having Wi-Fi issues a lot. This is because he goes to college, and the university Wi-Fi is what we blame.
It's terrible.
SDSU, yeah?
Yeah.
Which is a bit awkward because NDSU was one of my top favorites, but, you know, we don't talk about that here. Yeah, the PI Orioles have been a contender this past year. Of course, they won it all in soccer. They were the runner-ups in floor hockey because nobody could beat Brainerd. we'll see what they can do in softball, because there is one other team that I can think of that can give them a run for their money. Maybe even two teams. Who knows what? It could even be three teams. I'm not quite sure about how Rochester and South Suburban are going to match out, but yeah, we'll see. Moving on, we've got Dakota United Hawks at Robbinsdale. Hopefully the Robins have enough players to play. Dakota United, of course, making that trip up to Robbinsdale. Decently long trip.
It's about 45 minutes to an hour.
Yeah.
From what I can remember.
Yeah, I think it was closer to 45.
Yeah.
And the Hawks were the other contending team that I was talking about. This is a team I would definitely say keep your eye on. I mean, this PI Hawks squad, they haven't lost a game since 2018, 2019, 2018, yeah?
2018
semifinals. Right?
I'm gonna fact check you on that. So
pretty sure it was the 2018 semis.
2018, 17, 18 semis. Come on, load, please. All right, so championships.
I'm also going to get my notes up here as well. I should have done this before, but you all know me by now. I always forget to do these things.
More adapted bowling. Holy cow. Oh, okay.
While you're looking that up, I am going to drop a thing here. So, if you look at the previous...
All right, I got it.
Okay, go ahead.
So, 2018 semifinals, Robbinsdale beats Dakota United 10-1.
Oh, wow, it wasn't even close.
No. And then the following year, 18-19... I want to say Dakota beat
Rochester in the championship game.
2019?
Yep. 8-7.
Okay. All right.
So,
there you go.
I have this note sheet on here on my phone that is every single state championship score for as far back as I can get them. I don't have a couple of them. Like, most of the ones pre-2000s I don't have. But I'm looking at it here, and there has only been two teams... okay. There's been three teams since 2006 that have won a state championship in softball. Anoka Hennepin has one of them, right? Anoka Hennepin, 2015, amazing run. Beat Rochester in the state championship game 11-8. Great run. Every other year between 2006 and 2025, Dakota United or Robbinsdale has won it all in softball.
And Dakota United has won 5 straight.
Dakota United has won 5 straight, yep. 2019, no tournament in 2020 or 2021. And then me and Reese here, we were both on the team for the most recent 4 in 22, 23, 24, and 25. Reese here was the left fielder for 22 and 23. And then was it 24 that you moved to short right?
24 I moved, and then I got the guy out at first because it was like a split-second play where I was like, am I going to hold it? Should I throw it? And then at the last second, I was just like, I just threw it.
Yeah. Yeah, so you moved to short right in 24 and then stayed there for 25. In my case, I was the first baseman in 2022. And then they moved me to pitcher for 23, 24, and 25. And I am proud to say that I am 30-0 when on the mound. So, yeah. That's certainly something. And also, for you pitchers out there, video to look forward to. I'm going to do a video on some of my like basically a how to pitch video for adapted softball. It's not necessarily a how to pitch video, but it's like how to get the batters thinking, right? I'll be giving tips on different rotations, different what's the word? You can't really do different arc angles, unfortunately, but
Different like spins.
yeah, different rotations. That's what I meant. Different spins. But no, different locations, like different where you want to be throwing it to over the plate. Obviously over the plate, but you know, like sometimes maybe you want to throw it a bit inside, maybe you want to throw it a bit high in the zone, maybe you want to throw it a bit low in the zone. So, yeah, just a video to look forward to for all you pitchers out there. But yeah, the Hawks-Robins rivalry is... we loved it. we love facing the Robins. Normally was a close game. And yeah, that's really all I've got. So let's keep rolling here. We're already, 20 minutes into the video? 11. Wow, I was off by a lot. 11 minutes into the video, so we're going to try to keep rolling along here. Moving on to the CI Southeast, where we've got Blazing Cats at Thunderbolts. I was tempted to put this one as a game of the week, but then I realized we already had 7 games of the week. So we decided that let's lay off for this being a game of the week, because the Blazing Cats haven't looked all there this season. They haven't looked like their usual selves. While the Thunderbolts are, giving up 9 to the Lakers. Bit of a question mark
Lakers
there.
and Robins combined.
Oh, is it combined?
Yeah.
I thought it was 20-9 over the Lakers.
No.
Was it 20-7?
Yep.
Okay. So giving up 7 to the Lakers and then 2 to the Robins. Yeah, it's a bit of a question mark there. I'm not quite sure, but I'm sure the Thunderbolts will bounce back. They've bounced back before. Blazing Cats, of course. Go ahead. If you're talking, I can't hear you.
Oh, okay. I was just saying this whole standings thing is kind of all messed up because it's got the undefeated teams at the bottom on the website.
Yeah. Yeah. The website hasn't been all there this week. Do we know the Hawks Southern Stars score yet?
No.
Okay. But anyway, we're talking about Blazing Cats Thunderbolts right now, and yeah, the Blazing Cats just haven't looked like themselves early in the season here. I mean, they had 2, to be fair, very difficult non-conference games against New Prague and Prior Lake, the Southern Stars.
Yep.
And they lost them, 12-2 against the Southern Stars, and then 12-9 against New Prague?
Yep. Sounds about right. Back to the website here. Yep, 12-2, and then 12-9 against New Prague.
Yeah. Although, shout out to the JV teams. The Blazing Cats and the New Prague JV team played to a 10-10 draw. So shout out to the JV teams. But yeah, we'll see what happens in this one. As for my prediction, I think it's going to be a higher scoring game. I'm going to say Thunderbolts win it. I'm going to say 14-10.
14. All right. I think this is a Blazing Cats game where they finally figure everything out. So I think Blazing Cats take it 11-8.
Really, even though it's at South Washington.
Yes.
Wow. All right. And just a little extra tidbit before we move on here. This was the third place game last year, was it not? Pretty sure it was the third place game last year. Bada bing, bada boom.
Might be right.
I'm pretty sure it was. Depth softball.
Because championship was Hawks. Yes, it was.
Yep. I don't remember the score though. Is the problem?
No, that's 2024.
All right, I've got the bracket up. Yeah. So the Blazing Cats won 9-8 in the third place game. Last year, but that was last year. This is a new year. And hey, the Thunderbolts, they're going to be out for blood after that tough loss in the state tournament in floor hockey. 10-4.
Oh yeah, I guess they did play each other in the floor hockey state tournament.
Yep, quarterfinals, yeah. South Washington coming in as a 1 seed and just couldn't get it done. Now that I'm thinking about it, did any of the 1 seeds advance in the quarterfinals of the state tournament for floor hockey? Because
Who
let's
were
see.
they?
So Jets beat number 1 Maple Grove.
Yep. Mankato
beat number 1 Stillwater. And then, of course, Blazing Cats beat number 1 South Washington. The last number 1 seed was... Oh, no, because New Prague moved on.
Yeah, that's right. New Prague beat
The Southern Stars.
Southern Stars, yeah.
But anyway, moving on. Let's keep rolling along here. Moving on to the CI Southwest, where we've got the New Prague Trojans taking on the Minnetonka-Wayzata Lakers. And, yeah, I mean, this is just... There's nothing much to say about games like these. We try to say something, but there really isn't much to say. I mean, the Trojans got second.
I guess if you want to look at some positives, Minnetonka put up 7 on South Washington.
That is true.
And then, have they played a second game?
That is a great question, actually. I could have swore they played 2.
Yep, they did. South Suburban.
That's right. And that was a 15-0 game.
Website says 19-2.
Oh, I was thinking of the other South Suburban game. My bad.
Robbinsdale.
Yeah. 19-2. So hey, the offense is there. The offense is definitely at least somewhat there. The defense, bit of a question mark.
Yeah.
New Prague, on the other hand, I mean, they literally just got second place in the state championship game last year. They got third in floor hockey, right? They got third. Yeah, they beat the Blazing Cats in the third place game. Pretty sure.
Yep.
The Trojans are a great team, and I don't see them surrendering to a Lakers team, especially in conference play. Moving on to the other game in the Southwest where we've got Robins at Southern Stars, and again, there's just not much to say. It's in Prior Lake. I'm sorry to the Robins, but I don't see this going more than 5 innings. The Southern Stars looked amazing against the Blazing Cats. We don't know their score against the Hawks, Dakota United. But, yeah, and that game could have gone either way, too, against Dakota United. So, yeah, we'll see what the Robins can do. We'll see what the Southern Stars can do. But, yeah, right now, I just don't see the Robins doing much. So let's move on to our non-conference game where we've got White Bear Lake at Anoka Hennepin. And this is actually an interesting game, but at the same time it's not. Because these are the bottom... These are, in my opinion, the bottom team of each conference in the North. Northeast, Northwest. At the same time, White Bear Lake played a game, yeah?
Yes, 22-9 against St. Cloud?
I think it was St. Cloud. Sounds right.
I literally just saw it as I was scrolling on whatever.
I'm pretty sure it was 22-9 against St. Cloud.
Yep. That is correct. What in the heck? Okay. We're good.
Anoka Hennepin coming off of a 19-9 win against Centennial. They're at home. I don't see the Bears doing much. I do think the Bears can put up runs. At the same time, I don't see Anoka... Like, I see Anoka just outscoring them, right? Even though the Bears, I think, can put up some runs, I don't think they are going to outscore Anoka, and at the end of the day, the highest score wins the game, yeah? So, I do not think this is going to be a mercy rule. I think this is going to be a 9-run game. I don't think it's going to be a 10-run game. Actually, no, I take that back. I think Anoka's winning in 5 or 6. Because they beat Centennial by 10, and I think White Bear Lake isn't going to do as well as Centennial. So, yeah. You got anything to say about any of these games before we move on to the game of the week on Monday?
No, but I guess there's two that I'm really intrigued in is the Blazing Cats Thunderbolts and the Hawks Robins.
Yeah.
Those are really the two that I'll be watching closely.
Yeah, I mean, as we said, the Hawks Robins, I mean, that's just a great rivalry. That's an all-time rivalry. The two most storied franchises in the PI division, no doubt about it. Blazing Cats Thunderbolts, hey, they've got a rivalry too. They've got a pretty good rivalry budding, I would say. Maybe it's not quite as big of a rivalry as Blazing Cats Hawks, right? Or heck, we could even put Anoka Hennepin Centennial up there in rivalries too, because yeah, it's not as good as it was about a decade ago. But like, they've got a pretty good rivalry going there between Anoka and Centennial. Honestly, I've been liking the Coyotes, the STMA Buffalo Monticello versus Maple Grove Osseo Park, or Osseo Park Maple Grove, whichever one you want to go with. I've been liking that rivalry too. We love rivalries.
You could also even throw in Maple Grove St. Cloud or even STMA and St. Cloud in there
Oh, absolutely,
too.
yeah.
And then like South Suburban, South Washington, or South Suburban Hawks. You could throw in those.
Yeah, you could.
That too.
But I think the biggest rivalry in either division is got to be Hawks Robins, right? Simply because of the rich history of both dynasties. Yeah.
Yup.
So, yeah.
I mean, pre-COVID, the Robins had won 8 championships in 10 years.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if I remember correctly, I think the Hawks have 23 state championships, and the Robins have 37 in the PI division. And that alone is more championships than every other team has combined in the PI division. Or, I would have to fact check myself on that, but it's close. I think it's either 40% or 60%. I think it's 40 now that I think about it, but I'm not 100% sure. Either way, that's a lot of championships. And yeah, with that, let's move on to the game of the week on Monday, where we've got South Suburban Jets at Dakota United Hawks. Now, I think this is going to be a great game. Yes, the Jets don't have that big of a roster for softball. However, their roster is extremely good. Even though they have a short bench, their roster is really good. The Dakota United Hawks, I mean, heck, we scrimmaged them. Remember that? Remember when we scrimmaged the CI Hawks?
Yup, and I vividly remember when I threw a strike to you at home and we got a guy out.
Oh my god, that was amazing. Yeah, so Reese here, when he was playing left field, this would have been 2023, I believe. And
yes, because I don't think we scrimmaged them in 22.
Yeah, I don't think we did
might
either.
have, but... Yeah, because you were pitching.
Yeah. So yeah, 23. And our entire goal was to have the pitcher cover home plate because our catchers were a bit iffy. So he got a blooper, I believe. Or was it a blooper or did it go all the way to the wall? I don't remember.
I think it went all the way to the wall.
It was all the way to the wall, and if I remember correctly, there was a guy on second and first.
That sounds about right, yeah.
So the guy from second scored, right? Guy from first rounding third when Reese finally picks up the ball. And he just rips one right to me. Greatest throw I've seen on the field. It was amazing. And we got the out. So, yeah, that was amazing. But, yeah, the last time we scrimmaged them, I think we lost like 19-2. So,
yeah, that
sounds about right. That was certainly something. And that was last year. Yeah, the CI Hawks are honestly loaded too. I mean, Miles, Nolan, I'm blanking on a lot of other names, but Miles and Nolan, like, God. The Jets, of course, they've got Caveness, Flyer. I forget how to say his last name. Again, a lot of great players on both of these teams. This is going to be a fun game to watch. I'm not going to be able to make it, unfortunately, but yeah, it's going to be a fun game to watch for sure. Reese, anything else or?
No, but I mean, Jets probably have some momentum coming off of that state championship in floor hockey, so maybe they could carry it over to softball. Who knows? Perfect test right here on the road.
On the road, one of the toughest places to play. Yeah, we'll see what the Jets can do against the Hawks, but I've got high hopes for both teams, honestly, not just the Hawks, not just the Jets, but both teams. So, yeah, with that, let's move on to the Tuesday games, starting off in the PI division where we've got the Anoka Hennepin Mustangs taking on South Suburban at South Suburban. And I just now realized that I forgot for predictions. I I think the Hawks at home. I just think it's going to be too much for the Jets at the end of the day. I think both offenses are going to shine. I'm going to say I think both teams get double digits, but I think it's going to be a 12-10 game in favor of the Hawks.
I think this could be a little bit of.
You cut out.
Hawks jump to a big league. Oh. Okay. The Hawks jump out to a big lead early, and South Suburban continues to fight, scratch, and claw back, but it just isn't enough. I'm going to say Hawks win 11-7. 7-11.
All right, 7-11. Like it. Now let's move on to the Tuesday games with the PI division, where we've got Mustangs at Flyers. We already we talked about the CI Mustangs. We didn't talk about the PI Mustangs.
We also talked about CI South Suburban, but they're the Jets and not the Flyers.
So the Mustangs are honestly an odd team because I think they definitely have potential to be really good. I really do. I think with Evelyn, Jacob, what's his name?
Corday.
Corday. Yep. I think those three are all really great players. I don't know if it's like chemistry or what's going on there, but I think those three are really good players. I just think they're not living up to their potential. And yes, losing Macy from last year hurts. You losing Macy Mouch, however you say her name. Losing her hurts a lot. At the same time, you still have Jacob Prenisel, you still got Corday Bauer, you've still got Evelyn Williams. You've got quite a few players who can play. My concern is they haven't been that good in any of the other sports. They've been consolation runner-ups in both, if I remember correctly.
I know they were consolation runner-ups in soccer. Not sure about.
Pretty sure they were in floor hockey too, because didn't they lose like 12-0 against the Hawks in the consolation final in floor hockey? Either way.
No, Oh yeah, you're right. They did lose in the consolation final in floor hockey.
So yeah, I mean, we'll see if the Mustangs can have a bounce back season. I think there's potential for it. But at the same time, I think there's 4 teams that I just don't see them beating, or I think there's 2 teams in the top 4 teams that they can keep it close with, like not mercy rule, not be mercy ruled. And one of those 2 teams is the Flyers. South Suburban. We saw it in soccer. We saw it even in floor hockey. They have the potential to be really good. This is a junior-heavy roster. I'm pretty sure most of their roster is juniors.
Yep.
For God's sake, they got 3rd in soccer. And 4th in floor hockey. This is a team that has found out their potential. But if there's one thing that I remember from last year, is their pitching needs work. Yes, it's slow pitch softball. But if I remember correctly, I'm pretty sure it was the Flyers, they didn't have anybody that could really hit the strike zone. And I really hope that has changed. I really hope that has changed.
Best about it too is like they had a hard time hitting the strike zone.
And yeah, I mean, I really hope that has changed a lot.
Although that infield is tough to get hits on. I
Yes,
will say that even though
very much
we
so.
beat them 12-0 or however bad we beat them last
Yeah, I
year,
think it was something like
we
that.
had a hard time getting hits off and
Yeah.
getting runs.
Yeah, I have a lot of hope for this team because as we just said, their infield is hard to get hits on. Um I'm blanking on names, but Mary,
Mary, JJ,
JJ. That's the one I was looking for. JJ.
Elijah, I think.
Elijah, yep, Higgins. There's one more. I'm so sorry. I am so sorry.
Are you thinking of Jimmy?
Well, Jimmy too, but that's not the one I was thinking of. Because who was their big four in soccer? It was Elijah, it was JJ, it was Mary, and then who was their fourth?
Who was that fourth guy? Who was that fourth person? Oh boy.
We are so sorry that we just blanked on the name, but
I'm pulling up the program right now just so like.
but yeah, I think all five of them, if you want to include Jimmy as well, all five of them are great players.
Oh, Ryan.
Ryan, that's right. Ryan Gongani, or however you say his name. Yeah, great players all around. Very great players. If they can put the ball in play, I think they're dangerous. If they can pitch to the strike zone, I think they're dangerous. I don't think they are top 2 dangerous. I think there's a potential they are. But I don't think they're quite there yet. I think they need to wait another year to be top 2 dangerous, right?
So I think we're both in agreement that the top 2 is Hawks Orioles.
Yes.
Okay.
In the PI division, yes.
Do you think like a Rochester or a Minneapolis has a case to in that conversation of top 2, or are they just kind of like 4, 5, 6 even?
Minneapolis, no. South Suburban, I think they've got a case. I think they need to prove themselves first. But I think they do have a case. And I'm going to go out on a limb and say I think Rochester possibly has a case too. But after the losses from last year of Andrew and Braxton, and even Braden, yeah, I think they've got a case, and I think they would have to prove themselves.
That's fair. I mean, yeah, prove yourselves against one of the top 2 teams.
Yeah. But I'm sorry, I just don't see Minneapolis being even a top 4 team, honestly. I think that goes for South Suburban, Rochester, Osseo, and Dakota.
That's fair.
And honestly, I think Anoka Hennepin's my number 5 right now. I think Minneapolis is in 6th in the PI division. And then if we want to put 7 and 8,
Humboldt or Robbinsdale, Humboldt.
Humboldt, I would put in 7th, actually.
Really?
Yeah. I really don't want to put Robbinsdale at 8 because I love our rivalry. But, like, as of now, I need to see that they have a team first, that they have a team that can play the sport, right? And Humboldt, I know, at least has enough to play for all of their games. Robbinsdale, I'm not sure if they even have enough, right? So.
Alright, I think we gotta speed this up.
Yes, we very much do have to speed this up.
Not even halfway through.
Yeah, 40 minutes in the video, so yeah.
Good God.
Minneapolis at Rochester. We kind of just touched on these two a little bit. Minneapolis, I just don't see them being like top 4 dangerous, top 2 dangerous. Um, they do have some dangerous players. I believe it's Rosas Bravo that is it Trejo or Rosas Bravo that plays all of the sports. It's one of the two. I don't remember which one.
I think it's short. I think it's Rosas Bravo.
Okay.
Might.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
He's a dangerous player. He really is. He's a great player. He's a dangerous player. I'm very skeptical of the team around him. Rochester, Leah's amazing. Cooper's amazing. Michael. I wonder where they're gonna put Michael. Actually,
That's a great question. That maybe pitcher as an Andrew as a Westerman replacement.
I could see him being a pitcher. I think you've got to keep Leah at short. I think she was an amazing shortstop. Or move her to shortstop, because I think one of the games she played shortstop, and then in the championship game, I believe it was Braxton who played shortstop.
Braxton was more of an outfielder.
He's more of an outfielder, but I'm pretty sure in the championship game they moved him over to short. Either way, middle infield, I think it's got to be Leah Cooper.
Yep, I would agree with you on that 100%.
But we'll see. I was very impressed with how Leah played last year, too. Shout out to Leah Detterman. Great player, great person. But yeah, let's speed this along here, moving on to the CI Northeast, where we've got White Bear Lake at Centennial Spring Lake Park. And this is really a battle to not be last in the Northeast, in my opinion. Yeah, I just...
The team only plays each other once, correct?
No, so each CI team has 2 non-conference games, and then they play everybody in their own conference twice. Once at home, once away.
Okay, so I'm... Twice, once at home, once away.
Yep.
And then 2 non-conference games. Okay.
Yeah. That should come out to a total of, let's see, 2, and then, let's see.
I think.
Was that 8 games?
Sounds about right.
Yeah, because there's 3 other teams in each conference, so 8 total regular season games, and then playoffs if necessary, and then state tournament. But yeah, I think White Bear Lake and Centennial are definitely the bottom 2 in the Northeast. I think there's a big gap between the bottom 2 in the Northeast and the top 2 in the Northeast. But yeah, I don't see White Bear Lake winning at Centennial. If it was in White Bear Lake, maybe there's a chance. I would love to see White Bear Lake win a game. They haven't won a game in either soccer or floor hockey. They tied one. They got a tie. They got a draw in soccer. But they haven't won. They're 0-21-1. So, yeah, I think Centennial, unfortunately, is going to win. When I say unfortunately, I mean I want White Bear Lake to get a win, right? I don't mean that in a way detrimental to Centennial. And plus, it's a back-to-back game for White Bear Lake, so... yeah. Moving on to the CI Northwest, where we've got St. Cloud at Anoka Hennepin. And again, I mean, if you look at previous meetings from the other 2 sports, Anoka Hennepin kept up with St. Cloud in soccer. couldn't do anything against them in floor hockey. In softball, we'll see which way it goes. I think St. Cloud's going to take it, though. Anything, Reese? Before we move on to the games of the week?
It's like just a top versus bottom, and it's kind of hard to say anything about that.
Yeah. All right, so for games of the week, we've got Osseo Park Maple Grove Orioles at Buffalo Monticello STMA Coyotes. I'm excited for this one. Now, they do have common opponent already. They do have a common opponent. That being Mounds View.
Yep.
If I remember correctly, the Yotes beat the Rams, 22-14?
Yep.
The Orioles beat the Rams 11-1?
Sounds about right, yep.
I think it was 11-1. So, from the common opponents, the Orioles look like they have the advantage. But I'm telling you, these Coyotes aren't going to go down easy. These Coyotes are not going to go down easy. They put up a triple play against Mahtomedi-Stillwater. They put up a yes, it was a decently close game, 6-5, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
But they put up a triple play against a pretty good Mahtomedi-Stillwater team. And yeah, I think this game could very well be a very good game. As for predictions, I think I'm gonna take the Coyotes for an upset here. I'm gonna take the Yotes. I'm gonna say, I think it's going to be low scoring. I think it's going to be like a 5-4 game, 5-3, 4-3. I'm going to go with 5-4 in favor of the Yotes in 8 innings.
A low scoring and extra innings game?
Yep.
This economy?
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah.
That's just unheard of.
Yeah, I think I'm going to take the Yotes for the upset.
I mean, that offense looked pretty darn good against Mounds View. 22 runs. And how many innings did that go? Probably 7?
It had to have been 7 because it was not a 10-run differential.
Yeah, okay. And then, yeah, I mean, allowing 5 to a pretty solid Stillwater Mahtomedi team. Now, the big test within your own division. It's at home. It's at the, I don't know what you want to call Buffalo.
I would say
Buffalo,
Den.
Yeah,
because
Buffalo
because Coyotes Den, the Coyote Den.
Oh yeah, true, yeah. Yeah, I am also gonna take the Yotes for an upset here.
Okay.
I think it's gonna be a little more high scoring, so I'm gonna say 12-11.
All right.
On a walk-off hit in the bottom of the 7th.
By who? Who's getting the walk-off hit?
I don't know the roster.
Pretty much the same as the floor hockey and soccer roster.
All right, you know what? Even better. Walk-off grand slam by Matthew Sentko.
By Matthew Sentko. Wow. He's gonna be excited when he hears that. I guarantee it. Wow. All right. Dang.
So, one more question to ask about the Coyotes. No Isaiah?
Unsure. I don't know.
Okay. All right, unsure? Okay.
I would guess he's there, but I don't know for sure. I do know from the video that they posted on Facebook, I did notice something it looked like Jacob Senko was their pitcher. So hey, as I said earlier in the video, be looking out for a video that is my pitching tips, because obviously I was the pitcher for a three-time state championship team, three-time state champion pitcher. And yeah, so I've got a video coming out soon about pitching tips, hopefully soon. I'll get that recorded hopefully by the end of the week. We'll see. But yeah, I would have to look at that video again. I don't have it up right now. I would have to look at that video again to get like a full kind of understanding of where everybody's at. But yeah, with that out of the way, I think we move on to Mahtomedi-Stillwater at Mounds View to take on the Rams. Now, I think this could be a very good game. I think the Zyphers are a pretty good team coming up from the south, obviously. The Rams, I have a lot of faith in this Mounds View team. Unfortunately, my cousin isn't playing. But I know quite a few of the kids on the Rams team, and they're great. They're great. I remember one time I helped them warm up for a game in soccer as their goalie, and they couldn't get anything past me, and then I was out for the first 10 minutes of the game because, oh my god, my heart couldn't take it. They were peppering me with shots. But that's what happens when the guy with heart problems goes into net and takes a firing squad. Anyway, Mahtomedi-Stillwater, I don't know what their team looks like. I really don't. I don't know what the Mounds View team looks like either. But just considering their previous games, I'm going to have to take the Zyphers in this one. I am going to say 15-9 in favor of the Zyphers.
I mean, looking back at past scores, they've had some close ones, they've had some blowouts. We'll go right in the middle and say 9-4.
Middle scoring game, I like it. Moving on to the Wednesday games. I thought we had one more Tuesday game to go, but yeah, we're going to try to speed through this here because one, it is 12:50 in the morning, and two, we are 53 minutes into this video. So,
and we just now got halfway through.
Yeah. We're going to try to speed things up a bit here. So,
right there.
Yeah, starting off, we got PI Dakota United Hawks and Anoka Hennepin Mustangs. We kind of already touched on both teams a little bit. Dakota United Hawks, I mean, come on, they're 5-time defending state champions. They've still got Jay Bama. They've still got yeah, it's definitely 12:50 in the morning. They've still got
Dylan.
They've still got Dylan. They've still got Sammy. They've still got Bennett.
Who else was in that starting from?
Chloe. They've still got Chloe. They've still got Bryce. You know?
Bryce at catcher. Chloe in outfield. Yep. That's what?
And
5 or 6?
Yeah.
Year's state championship?
Yep.
Yeah, they have some big holes to fill.
Yeah.
They have some really big holes to fill and some massive expectations. And I if any of the Hawks players see this, I apologize for saying like that. It's like, and then now it's like, oh, like the pressure's on, and it's like if I don't succeed, I'm a failure or something like that. That's what I'm sure a lot of people think of when they have pressure on themselves and as a team. it's that expectation and that weight of winning. But as we talked about, just go out there, have fun, play your game, and we touched on both these teams already, and we talked about these two being top two, or Hawks being top two, and Noka being a middle tier team.
Yeah.
I did not play against these guys last year because I was in Florida.
That's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
I remember vividly after the first inning. It was 5-0 after one, and Jacob just said to his team, "What just happened?" And I tried not to laugh because, we just put up 5 runs on them.
I mean, that's what they can do to you. That's what the Hawks can do to you. They can strangle you. They can torture you. They can, abuse you. Okay, that just sounds really bad.
Let's not go there.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to finish the rest of that. But yeah, they can just, play mind games with you.
Oh, yeah.
And they can smack the crap out of that ball.
Oh, yeah.
Hitting it on the ground
strikes out, but we don't talk about that. And I mean, for God's sake, the Hawks.
I'm not gonna say who. You know who you are.
And for God's sake, the Hawks, they now have. The correct way to say this would be a little person is batting live, not off a tee. Bryce is batting live. And
Let's go.
I don't know how pitchers are going to hit his strike zone.
Good luck.
I don't know how pitchers are going to hit his strike zone. I'm sorry. It's just... Yeah. Yeah. With that, moving on to the CI Southwest, where we've got Lakers at Robins. Now, this could be a very good game. In soccer, if I remember correctly, the Lakers swept the series. In floor hockey, the Robins swept the series. And now we're here in softball. And we don't know really anything about either of these two teams. But I'm going to go out on a limb and say Lakers take this one in a very high-scoring affair. I'm talking 20-18, 22-19. Anything before we move on to the games of the week?
I guess we'll give a prediction. You know what? Just to be funny, Minnetonka wins it 35-34.
Oh my god. That would be amazing.
I would pay to see that.
A 35-34 game would be absolute cinema. And that's assuming no extra innings.
Yeah. 35-34 in 7 innings. That's my prediction.
Oh, it's so stupid. I love it. Moving on.
Okay.
Moving on to the games of the week for Wednesday, we have the Southern Stars at Trojans. Now, I think this is going to be an amazing game. I think the Southern Stars are legit. After what we saw them do to the Blazing Cats, yeah, I think the Stars are legit. Both teams put up 12 against the Blazing Cats. However, Southern Stars only allowed 2. Trojans allowed 9. Yes, it's in New Prague. Yes, it's in Prague. I think the Southern Stars take this one. I'm gonna say the Southern Stars win. I think it's going to be lower scoring. I'm gonna say 9-4 in favor of the Southern Stars.
Wow, so you're taking the Southern Stars upset on the road.
Yes. I think the Stars are legit. I think it really is as simple as that.
I mean, yeah, I 100% agree with that. I mean, but New Prague at the end of the day is still New Prague, and if you remember their hockey scores, they were close, but like they weren't like 1 or 2 goal games, or even they weren't within 3. And I think softball could see a similar fate. So I'm going to say 16-11 New Prague.
All right. And I will remind you that these two teams did play in the state tournament in floor hockey, where after one period of play, the Southern Stars led 1-0. Unfortunately for them, a hockey game is 3 periods long. And if I remember correctly, the final score was either 6-3 or 7-3. I don't remember for sure. But yeah, just a little tidbit there. Moving on, we've got the Dakota United Hawks at Blazing Cats, and we kind of already talked about this. Yeah, this is one of the greatest rivalries in the CI division, if not both divisions. I mean, you got to remember these two teams used to be combined into the Dakota Hawks. These two teams used to be combined into the Dakota Hawks until 2006, when the Blazing Cats became their own team. And yeah, I mean, both of these teams have honestly been really good for a long time. From what we saw, the Blazing Cats, they looked a bit rusty at first. The Hawks, I mean, yeah, they're coming off of a very tough section final loss in floor hockey, but I still think they're a legit team in the CI division. I think this is going to be a kind of middle scoring affair. I'm going to take the Hawks. I'm going to say I have a feeling the Hawks are going to score 12. So I'm going to go 12-7 in favor of the Hawks in this one.
I am going to take the Blazing Cats on this.
If you said the score, you cut out.
I did not. I just said I'm taking the Blazing Cats, and simply because they're at home, and that's why I'm picking the Blazing Cats.
Fair enough.
And I will say 9-12. No, 13-9.
13-9. All right. With that, let's move on to the South Washington Thunderbolts at South Suburban Jets. These two teams have been extremely volatile over both of these seasons, both soccer and floor hockey. When we see these two teams play each other, you never know what's going to happen. Because if I remember correctly, in soccer, their first game, the Thunderbolts won 7-2. The second game, the Jets won 7-4. And then in the third game, which was at the state tournament, the Thunderbolts won 7-6, I think it was.
Yep. In
floor hockey, I don't remember the first game score, but I do remember the second game score, and that was, I think it was 10-0 in favor of the Thunderbolts, was it not?
First game score was 11-5 in favor of the Jets, and Yeah, 10-0 in favor of South Washington.
So, yeah, I mean, these two teams, whenever they play each other, it's been extremely volatile. So,
It's just completely unpredictable.
what I'm going to say right now is whoever wins this first game against the other team is not going to win the second game. For this first game, and in both games, actually, I'm going to take the away team, believe it or not. I'm going to take the Thunderbolts. I'm going to take the Thunderbolts to win 12-4. And then,
Wow.
and then in their second game, the Jets are going to mercy rule the Thunderbolts in 5.
You know who I think's I'm. You know who I think is going to win both these games? Whichever team scores more runs than their opponents.
Oh my God! Why didn't I think of that?
Oh God. Yeah. I guess I'll take the Jets on this one.
Fair enough. They are the home team.
Yeah.
With that, let's move on to the Thursday games where we've got in the PI division, we've got the Orioles taking on Minneapolis. And, I mean, again, I think Osseo Park Maple Grove is just a really, really stacked team in the PI division. I don't see them losing until they run into Dakota United, and even then, that's still going to be a very difficult game. I think the Orioles just roll. Simple as that. I don't think there's much else to say.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think they win in 5, maybe even 4.
No, I think it'll be 5. I don't think
maybe not 4. You have to play what, 15?
15 after 4. Yep.
Yeah, no. I think it will be for sure 5. I think Minneapolis maybe gets 1, 2, maybe even 3 runs, and the final score ends up being somewhere in the ballpark of 11-1 to 13-3.
I'm gonna say 14-4 just to spite you.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Moving on, we've got the Robins at Humboldt Hawks, and this could be a very interesting game. I didn't put it as a game of the week simply because we've got too many already. So, yeah, Robins at Hawks. This is going to be a very difficult game to predict. I think both teams have really good pitching. I think Abby's pitching is amazing. I think Mackenzie Green's pitching is amazing. But I think the Humboldt Hawks just have that much of a better team, or that little much of a better team. I'm going to take St. Paul Humboldt. I'm going to say 10-8. Reese, you got anything for this one?
Yeah, I'll say Humboldt wins 9-8.
Wow, all right. Moving on to the CI Northeast, where we've got the Rams at Cats, Moundsview, Irondale, Roseville at Centennial Spring Lake Park. Now, if they play in the same gym where they played floor hockey and soccer at Centennial, that is a tiny gym for softball.
How are the home gyms written down on a notepad? Why, you may ask? Because I need. Yeah, it's at Centennial High School.
Yeah, but the gym they used it's not the main gym, right? It's a different gym. I think they need to use the main gym for softball because that gymnasium that they were using is just so tiny for softball.
Is it like an auxiliary gym? Is that what it is?
It's kind of, not really. I don't know how to
How to describe it?
Yeah.
Boy, you can tell it's late.
Well, yeah, it is 106 right now. So
And we've been going for almost an hour and a half.
yeah. So yeah. Um. Either way, Rams in 5. Moving on.
Yeah.
Stillwater Mahtomedi taking on White Bear Lake. Nothing much needs to be said here. Zyphers in 4. Is there anything else that I need to touch on?
No.
Yeah. I'm sorry, White Bear Lake, but yeah. Moving on to the CI Northwest, where we've got Anoka Hennepin taking on Osseo Park Maple Grove. Orioles in 5. I don't know what else we have to say. I mean, we're trying to get through this pretty quickly here, especially since we are an hour and 10 minutes in to this video here. So we're trying to get things over and done with here. So, I mean, Orioles in 5, and I don't think much more has to be said. Also, I would like it to be known that I am not a Minnesota Twins fan. I am a Baltimore Orioles fan. And yeah, they share the name with Osseo, but at the same time, like, you know, it doesn't mean anything. I just want that to be out there. Reese, what team do you cheer for in the MLB? Are you going to say, or do you want to keep that a secret?
I'll say it.
All right.
It
is so hilarious that you cut out there.
Did I cut out? Or
yeah, you cut out. You cut out. It's so hilarious that you cut out there.
Oh my goodness, bro! I'm sick and tired of this garbage Wi-Fi.
It's censoring you.
Honestly, it probably should.
It's censoring you. The Polands are censoring you because they don't want you to cheer for the Reds anymore. They're saying, hey, come back over to the Twins. Come back over to the Twins. No. I'm cheering for the Reds now.
Yep.
That's what Reese was like when he decided to cheer for the Reds. You know what? I'm cheering for the Reds now. Ellie De La Cruz is... I can't say the exact words that he said, but you get it. Anyways, with that out of the way, now that you all know that we are not Twins fans, I know you can crucify us. I don't care. Moving on, we've got PI Division Rochester Raiders at South Suburban Flyers. Now, this has been a pretty good matchup throughout all of the seasons. I don't remember their soccer scores, but I do remember in floor hockey. Oh God, where the Raiders beat South Suburban in I almost said consolation championship. No, the third place game. Raiders beat the Flyers in the third place game, 8-7, 7-6, 7-6. Yeah, 7-6.
Do you want me to pull up the soccer scores?
No. You don't have to.
All right.
It's late enough as it is. It's pitch black outside.
Well, obviously, it's not gonna be broad.
Literally, if I look out the window right now, the only thing I can see is the traffic light around the corner, and I can barely see that. So, yeah. Anyway, I think this is going to be a very interesting game. I'm actually going to take the Flyers. But I think this is going to be a very defensive game. I'm going to take the Flyers. Let's go 6-4.
Are we good here, Wi-Fi? Or do I need to... Or what do I need to do so you don't... I don't know what I'm saying. Sorry, what were we talking about again?
Flyers, Raiders.
Okay. I'll go 8-6.
8-6 in favor of
Raiders.
Raiders. All right. Wow. With that, let's move right on to the Coyotes at Crush. Now, I think this is going to be a very good game. It has been throughout the seasons. Crap, no, yawning. Yeah, I think the Coyotes and the Crush have a pretty good rivalry brewing here, or at least a blooming rivalry. It's at St. Cloud. I think this is going to be a very offensive game. I am going to say. I'm sorry, Yotes, but I'm going to take the Crush in this one. I do think you guys will beat them at home later in the season, though. But I'm going to take the Crush in an offensive explosion game. Let's go with 17-14.
St. Cloud wins on a walk-off field goal, or what? Walk-off touchdown?
Whatever 3 points in cricket is, yeah.
Okay.
Hey, that's close enough to baseball. Sorry.
Yeah.
Continue.
Yeah, I guess I'm with you on St. Cloud taking it over the Yotes. I just think, yeah, home floor is a factor.
Very much so, yeah.
Even though it's not as far of a drive as I thought it was, only
No.
42 minutes.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, I thought it was more so up to like an hour and a half, but no. Yeah. I'll say Yotes win 13-11.
Oh, you're going with the Yotes?
Or no, Crush win 13-11.
Okay. Hey, I would love to be proven wrong. I love it when I'm proven wrong. I love it. So prove us wrong,
just look at your floor hockey state tournament predictions. I mean, you had Mankato going out in the semis? And they made it to the championship. So there you go.
You know, you're right. But I'm pretty sure neither of us had the Jets going to the championship game either.
That is true, yeah.
Let alone dominating the tournament like we said, so, you know.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah, I think that is all we have, so thank you all so much for watching. If you need to contact me, you can do so at everythingminnesotaadapted@gmail.com, on X at allmnadapted, or on Facebook and Messenger at everythingminnesotaadapted. If you want to contact Reese, I'm yawning again. Oh, God. I'm so sorry, everybody, but if you want to contact Reese, you can do so at North Star Adaptive. He does an amazing job over there. Posts graphics, posts games of the week, posts stuff on his story, everything. He's amazing. Go follow him. If you have an Instagram account, go follow him. If you don't have an Instagram account, make one and go follow. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed, leave a comment, leave a like, subscribe. And yeah, we will see you when I finally make that that pitching video. So have a great week. No injuries. Don't get injured. I don't want to hear about any injuries. Please. Breaks my heart every time I do. Anyways, have a great week. We will see you in the next one. Bye-bye!